so surreal being back here at Haskell's campus. It brings back so many memories being in this gym. I remember it like it was yesterday. Our intramural team made it to the championship game, 4 seconds left. Not that never happened. So when I was asked if I would give this year's commencement speech, I must admit, I wasn't exactly sure what a commencement speech was. So I went to the internet and I watched a bunch of YouTubes, and it turns out they're mostly just life lessons. Last year's graduating class here at Haskell was lucky enough to have Secretary of the Interior Deb Haaland, former Congresswoman from New Mexico, as their commencement speaker. This year, you guys get me, a guy that wrote on a Disney Channel show about a gorilla that learned to surf.
Yeah!
I guess that's your first life lesson. Expect a lot of disappointments. Actually, the real lesson is to embrace disappointments, embrace adversities. Don't look at setbacks as roadblocks, but rather use them as a stepping stone. Now, I had a standard speech that was written, and it was very serviceable, with sentences like, "Dream without work is a wish." And that, that's true, but I don't really talk like that. So instead, I wanted to tell you a quick story about the night that I picked up a hitchhiker, 6'3", 250-pound guy named Raymond Two Arrows. It's a quick story, but it really changed the course of my life. So after I graduated, a lot like you, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had a degree, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I liked to write, I knew I liked to do art. But no one was really paying me to do that, so I was doing it for free. And I was like doing art, painting, writing. I was like that person at the casino with 3 machines at the same time, One of these is going to hit, I think, I'm not sure. But no one was paying me to do it. I was doing it because I loved doing it. So most of the time, I would work late at night at IHOP in downtown Oklahoma City, where I'm from. So one night, I'm packing up to leave, and there's always these hustler kind of dudes outside, like not homeless, but they're always like, "Let me hold $1, let me hold a cigarette." Well, this night, I saw this big Indian man. He was like 6'3", 250, and I was like, "Oh man, I hope he doesn't see me," So I'm trying to creep to my car, because if you see another native in the wild, they're gonna come talk to you. So I'm trying to make it to my car, and I hear this voice, "Cousin!" He starts lumbering to me, and he was missing his front 2 teeth, and he was so big that his cap looked like a baby cap on him. And so he looks like this really big baby, and he comes up to me and he says, "My name is Raymond Two Arrows, and I'm Kiowa." Okay, so my car has a Kiowa tag, so I think he's like working me. I don't think the Kiowa last names don't really sound like that, but my last name does. I don't know what's going on, but I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And he says, "Anyway, my brother likes to drink, and we got pulled over, and they got him in county, and they won't let me take his truck home on account of I don't have a license." And I said, "Uh-huh." And he said, "If I give you $5, can you take me to the Indian bus stop?" And I said, "The what?" He says, the Indian bus stop. It takes you wherever you want to go. Carnegie, Anadarko, Chickasha. And so, you know how it is. Sometimes there's certain natives probably in your life that tries to out-Indian you. They want to show you how much more Indian they are than you. So I thought he was checking me, like, is there really a such thing called the Indian bus stop, and I'm the only person that doesn't know about it? I've been living in the city too long, so I'm embarrassed, so I pretend like I know where it is. So I say, "Hop in, dude, let's go." And I'm really thinking, what is this place? Is it like, maybe there's a group that picks up disenfranchised natives? Maybe it's like Harry Potter? I really don't know. So he gets in the car, and he's so big that his shoulder is touching my shoulder. And he pulls out a pack of cigarettes. And I thought he was going to bless me in that old way. But instead, he says, "Do you smoke in here?" And I said, "I don't think people smoked in their car since '85, dude." I don't even think there's lighters in here. So he says, "All right." So we start cruising, and he says, "I appreciate you doing this. Next time you're in Carnegie, we're going to feed you." And I said, "I was in Carnegie on the 4th of July for our gourd dance." He says, "Yeah, I don't gourd dance. I'm not sure what he said here. It was like bundle or fire dance." And again, it was something I'd never heard of. So then I'm thinking, wait a minute, are they dancing after I leave gourd dance? Like, he's gone. Now here comes the real dances, But I had to know, so I said, "I've never heard of that." "Well, what is that?" He goes, "It's the oldest dance we got." And again, he had me question my identity again. So I'm like, what a horrible night I'm having. We keep driving, and then he says, I hate nights like tonight. I got PTSD, and sometimes I just snap, and he punches my dash. And I'm like, wait, what? There was this movie called Beautiful Mind and all these equations. That's what happened. I saw all the equations of what's about to happen. And the main equation was him hitting my head, me hitting the glass, bouncing back to his head, back and forth like a Popeye cartoon. So I rolled the window down to give myself a fighting chance. And we keep driving. And he says, turn left here. So this is 10th Street. And he told me it was on 11th Street. I'm remembering this. I said, he said, turn here, it's right up the road. So now it's around 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said, I thought you said it was on 11th Street. He said, no, we just passed the sign, Indian bus stop. Oh no, like there is no such sign. If there was, I would have already put it on Instagram, right? Like, Indian bus stop, here I am. So now I am so mad at myself. I'm like, why did you pick this guy up? This is so dumb. It's probably like a scam. They get people to come down here and they're gonna really so. I said, all right, I gotta know how to react. If there's two guys, like if one has a gun, just give them the car. If just one guy, maybe you can fight. If you keep your phone, you can, I'm just thinking, I gotta react with whatever happens. And I'm so scared. And then my mortality starts setting in. I think, man, I could die tonight. And there was so much stuff I wanted to do, and I felt like I've been lazy, and I was thinking about, man, I had all these dreams when I graduated. Oh, I'm gonna write these screenplays, and I'm gonna make my own clothing company, but I didn't do any of those things. I kind of would do them, and I kept waiting for someone to give me a break or an opportunity. Any minute, someone's gonna recognize my talent, and I won't even have to work. That's what I was thinking. And man, I was thinking then, I should have been working. So I'm really scared, I don't know what to do. And then he says, you think you could loan me $20 and the next time I see you, I'll pay you back $100. And I said, that's a pretty good deal. But you were gonna pay me $5 for the trip, so do you only want $15? And he said, what? And I said, no, thank you. I don't really carry cash, but I'll look. And he goes, there it is, the Indian bus stop. So I look. And it's in Oklahoma City, the bus brand is called, I don't remember the name of the bus brand, but it's kind of a brand name. And I said, no, those are called Embark. I said, that's an Embark station. He said, no, that's the Indian bus stop. They put those signs up there to throw people off the scent. I said, all right. So I shoot a U-turn and I pull to a stop, but I don't put it in park, right? I keep it in drive, I'm ready. So we're in park, and my head is on a swivel. It's around 3:15 in the morning right now, and every movement I think of people, like, what's going on here? I'm just like, so it's quiet. Just, you just hear the ticking of the engine. And he doesn't get out. We're just sitting there, two guys just sitting there, silent, dead silence. I'm scared, I'm trying to watch him out of the corner of my eye. And finally he says, did you find it? I was like, what? He said, you're gonna check to see if you had any money in your pocket. I said, oh yeah. So I reach in, and I had a $5 bill. I said, here you go. And he had these big hands like on Never Ending Story, that big rock monster. And he grabs that $5 in slow motion. And he says, what about the change? And he was talking about the console change. And I said, yeah man, it's all yours, dude. So he scoops them up. He had those calluses on his knuckles, you know. He scoops it up. He opens the door, and when one foot hits the ground, I step on the gas. And he falls out, and the change flies in the air, and it's sparkling in the night sky. And he's got that $5 bill, and he lands, and he's thanking me as he's falling. Thanks for the ride. A lot of people are voice than that. So he falls, I can see him, and my car hits a curb, and there's sparks flying, and my door's going like this. But I was so relieved, you know? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna live. But then curiosity takes over, and I'm like, what is going on at the Indian bus stop? This is so crazy. So I cut a right down the alley, and I kill my lights. I'm gonna creep back up on this guy. And I come around, I'm flying, I come around the corner, and he's gone. And I freak out. Across the street, there's no building there, it's just an empty lot. So I pull over to the Indian bus stop and I jump out. No coins are there, he's gone. And I don't know what just happened. I am so freaked out at this point. So I call my cousin, and I said, hey, this is 3 in the morning or past 3. I said, hey, do you recognize his last name? Is it Kiowa? And he's like, no, but your name's not Kiowa, so it could be. And all right, what about this dance? Is there something? He goes, no, I've never heard of that. All right, cool. So I didn't have Facebook, but I go home and I make one so I could find this guy. I couldn't find him. Every day for the next 30 days, all I could do was think about this night. Who was this man? What does this mean? What does it mean to me? It was all these lessons I thought I had learned that night about. I started thinking about when I was scared and all those things that I wanted to do. So hang on, let me pull this part out. This part I wrote down. Not that it's important. So I couldn't get out of my mind. I couldn't get that guy out of my mind. So finally I said, you know what? You should write this story down. So I did. I wrote it up as a screenplay. And I'd made short films before this, but I always had an excuse. I didn't have enough money. I wasn't paying people, so I couldn't yell at them to make them do it good. So I said, you're going to write this story down about picking up Raymond, and you're going to make a movie, and it's going to be your last shot at making films. And you're not going to have any excuses, and if it's no good, then maybe you got to be honest with yourself, and you're not a filmmaker or a writer. And I said, I'm just going to go get a job back at the bingo hall and work at the casino and just be the best employee I could be. I'll try to hurry the story up, but I wrote the screenplay. I was going to shoot it, then an agent read it, and they were like, we really like this, and they sent it to J.J. Abrams' company, Bad Robot, and they were like, we like this, do you have anything else like that? I pitched another story, sold it to Stephen King and Netflix. Anyway, I ended up writing, getting more jobs. I won't go through all that, but the important thing is that man changed my life. That night I met that man, he taught me a lesson of not wanting to wait and work. Now, I don't know what you believe, but that night has still stuck with me to this day. I don't know if there's a real Raymond. If there is, you probably see him today. He's probably only this tall. I was probably so scared I think he was tall. But he did teach me a lesson, and it brings me back to that life lesson that obstacles in the universe throw our way are deliberate challenges to our nature. We are beings who have adapted and evolved in order to survive, but we're also creatures who fear the unknown, and the future is the biggest unknown, which keeps us moving forward because of that fear. The one thing that consistently allows us to break through that fear is jeopardy. Now, I'm not saying drive around at 2 in the morning picking up hitchhikers, but all you need to do is practice imagining your version of being in a situation where your time has run out. Really feel what it's like to have no more time left, and realize fully that wasting the present is the worst thing that we can do. Don't waste your time. That's the only thing you can't get back because it's finite. But luckily, I'm here to give you a key. Every day, we need to visualize whatever your version of that hitchhiker is. Find whatever that thing is. Find your own Raymond 2 arrows and invite that thing into your car because you need to feel that sense of jeopardy and of no time and let it guide your future. Now, all you graduates here, I was thinking, I love this tradition we have in Indian country of a giveaway. I was thinking, you know, when you graduate, everyone should at least get one graduation gift. And I don't want anyone here not to have one, so fortunately, I'm partners in clothing companies, so I am going to design a limited edition shirt for all of you. Thank you. So, I'm trying to figure out how this will work, but I talked to them about getting your name, and I'll have you contact us. We'll have your name on the website, so you'll say, hey, here's my name. I'm trying to figure out a way to do it so everyone didn't start flooding the site, and all of a sudden there's 1,000 graduates when there really wasn't. So, give me about a week and I'll figure it out. I'll have a new design specifically for you. You'll contact the site. We'd be so honored to mail it to you. In closing, congratulations to the class of 2023 on reaching those momentous occasions. I can't wait to see what you achieve. Thank you.